Sorry, I was reading some of the chat there. Charles White called Don C a monster. That's awesome. What's up, guys? Welcome to DoMoreLife and a Sunday morning edition of whatever you want to call this live stream. Today, we're going to talk about expat life in Thailand. And I figured since I've been here 3.5 years now, that probably be okay for me to come on and talk to you guys about what it's like to be an expat living it here. I have a lot of friends that are retired here, and they seem to really love it. And I also wanted to talk about those people who maybe want to come over and work, maybe want to come over and live, maybe want to come over and, I don't know, find somebody special. There's 100,000 reasons you could become an expat in Thailand. We're going to talk about some of those today. And I really hope you get something out of this stream. I really hope you get some valuable information, maybe some insights into things. There's a whole bunch. Good morning, Griffin. See you in the chat. Good to see you and Charles and Don and everybody else. Scotty B, all you guys. David, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. And, of course, the young man, Mr. Lyle himself. But there are many people in the chat that I want to say hello to, Robert, and a few other you guys. So, what's expat life like in Thailand? I want to hear your stories too. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, man. So, sorry, my phone interrupted me for a second. What's expat life like here? Well, when I first got to Thailand, I came here. And I had this is what not to do, right? This is what I tell everybody not to do. But I had some extenuating circumstances that were going on in my life at the time. Thank you guys for the thumbs up already. I got almost as many thumbs up as I do people watching. So thank you. But when I first got here, I remember arriving at BKK, the airport. One of the airports here in Bangkok, and going through immigration was easy. This was pre C-19 and all that stuff. But I arrived in April of 2018 is when I got to Thailand, and I remember going through immigration, them just being so nice, and I couldn't believe how nice the people were when I went through immigration. So I was pleased there. I remember getting one of those. I had everything I owned with me because I'd come from the Philippines. I didn't come from America to here. I came from the Philippines to here. I went from America to the Philippines, stayed in the Philippines for 9 months, and then I came here for the remainder of the time I've been in Southeast Asia. So, and that time is either, by the way, just a FYI for people that do watch this channel frequently. I know there's some big events going on today, and there's some other live streamers sliding in on this particular time slot, which is totally cool. I have no problem with that. But you guys that are watching the replay can understand, right? So, Bangkok Warrior, top of the morning to you. Jeremy, top of the morning to you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. So when I arrived, I got this big buggy, like a grocery cart that they have at the airport, where you put all your luggage on and all that stuff. And I remember putting my luggage. I had a book bag, laptop bag, and then I had 3 pieces of like luggage, the small, the medium, and then the big one. So I had to pay a lot of money, unfortunately, in luggage fees to get here. To get to Thailand from the Philippines, I took a Cebu Pacific. Is that what it's called? Cebu? I don't know. Cebu Airlines. I flew out of Mactan, which is the island next to Cebu. Cebu Pacific? I really want to think that's it. Anyway, it was about a 3.5-hour flight, 3-hour flight into Bangkok. I got here. Super nervous when I got here, but I already had my I had an Airbnb booked for a week, and I had enough money Yeah, you got to come here with a plan, Bangkok Warrior. I agree. See, I didn't. I had to make my plan up as I went along because of the circumstances that brought me to Thailand. I didn't. I didn't have to leave the Philippines. There was no like you can look at my passport and see the before you leave the Philippines, if you've been there longer than 3 or 6 months, I can't remember what it is. You have to get an exit clearance, and they put the stamp in your passport. Plus, they give you a piece of paper and all that stuff. So I have all that in my passport. I didn't have to leave the Philippines, but the Philippines was just going so bad that, and it didn't have anything to do with the country of the Philippines. Just things weren't going well in the Philippines. Let's put it that way. Didn't have anything to do with a girl. Just did have something to do with it. After I got to Thailand, it had something to do with a girl. Best laid plans have changed. The plans built in. That is 100% correct, Ross. Travel TV, I recommend coming here first before moving here. 100%. That's what I did in the Philippines. In the Philippines, I moved there in July of 2017. So, but I went to the Philippines for a week over when I was a senior in college, which was then in 2016, that December was my next to last semester. I had one more semester, and I actually had summer semester too, but I finished it early. But I was still in college in America, and I came over and I visited for a week in the Philippines. And I thought, man, I can do this, no problem, So anyway, that's how I got to the Philippines. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about the Philippines. But expat life here in Thailand. So when I came across from the Philippines, David says paperwork in the Philippines so slow. Yeah, it's slow everywhere. Anytime you're dealing with a developing country, it's going to be slow. Thailand is much faster now than it was when I got here. They've implemented some pretty good stuff. Don C says, I just came to visit on my tour Southeast Asia, yada, yada, yada. I met my now fiance, so I'm retired here permanently. Love it. Great story, Don. Ross says, I was in Thailand 10 days and knew I wanted to live here. Nothing wrong with that either. David says, I'm on probationary visa from temporary and still waiting for my ID card. Probationary visa. I've never heard of a probationary visa, but I'll take your word for it. Charles says, JC, is your camera acting up? Last 2 streams have been fuzzy. No, sir. Shouldn't be. Sorry if it's fuzzy. I don't know why it would be fuzzy. Hang on. Is that better? I don't know. It could be my internet, but I don't know why it would be my internet. I don't have any problems with anything else. Not fuzzy to you? Good. Okay. So we're fuzzy, not fuzzy. Maybe it's just different areas, Charles. I don't know. Not sure what's going on. Well, it'll be all right, though. Okay, David. I've never heard of that before, but okay. I'll take your word for it. So anyway, I arrive at the airport here in Thailand, and I know where my Airbnb is going to be. I don't know how to get a taxi here, and I'm like, So when I found out I was going to leave the Philippines, Robert, thank you for dropping the PayPal and the Cash App for contributions in there. I appreciate that. Contributions are always appreciated, but not required. So thank you very much. And I'll pin that to the top of the page. Law says, Charles White, we don't need to see this face any clearer. I like that. That is funny. But I got all my stuff through the airport. I went down. The first thing I did, because I literally, guys, I only had a week of research to find out about Thailand and find out about some of the rules and the immigration laws and all that stuff. And when I came here, I didn't know what I was going to do because I came on a 30-day stamp, right, to get into the country. And I didn't know what I was going to do in terms of visa status because at that time, I had regular income coming in and wasn't working. So I had all the time in the world, man. I had it pretty easy when I first got here, and it took me about 6 weeks of being in Thailand to realize that I really, really was going to love this place. Like I was really going to love this place, and I have really come to love this place. I love Thailand. I really do. I've given a lot of crap to a lot of people about the way that the C-19 situation has been handled, and you can go back and watch those videos if you want. But I do believe that everybody could things could always have been better, but we learn from our mistakes. Nobody was prepared to deal with the worldwide issue like we had, and Thailand was no exception. So I've given a lot of crap and talked a lot about it. Figured it out. YouTube playing the stream at 240p. There you go. That was probably the problem, Charles. So I got here and I was like, you know what? I think it's time to go to work. And I went to work. I put in an application to become an online teacher because I didn't know what the job requirements were here in Thailand, what you could and couldn't do. Yeah, no country figured it out, Don. Exactly. Just reading the comments over there. Yeah, Filipinos that's a different way of life over there for sure. Definitely. I try to keep my comments limited on the Philippines. Charles says, on my 2019 visit, I was stunned on my 4th day. I knew then I wanted to live there. Usually it doesn't take but a few days to figure out that, this is a country worth putting some time and effort into, for sure. And if you want to retire here in Thailand, that if you can, let's talk about retirement first, and then I'll come back to working and living here. So if you want to retire in Thailand and you have a financial plan, Ross is a good person to talk to about this, by the way. Plus, he has a video on my channel. And that video's title is The Exact Amount of Money You Need to Retire in Thailand. Now, the video is not the exact amount of money you need to retire in Thailand. The video is an equation for you to set your budget so you can set the exact amount of money you need to retire in Thailand. And Ross did a great job explaining that on the video. So if you want to watch a video about retiring in Thailand, I strongly, highly recommend watching that video. It's got a whole bunch of views, and Ross did a great job explaining. Great job. You would not believe, and I encourage you to go down through the comment section of that video. Well, I deleted most of the I don't even know how what these people, where they come up with some of this stuff. But the moral of the story is Ross did a good job. And if you want to know how much money you need to retire in Thailand, go watch that video. So it's been my experience, the people who successfully retire over here have a good, fat safety net, financial safety net underneath them. They have good insurance, health insurance when they come here. They have no problem putting the money in the bank that it requires or showing proof of income. Something else I've learned recently that I think is very important is you don't understand unless you've been in a position where you've just suddenly lost your job and lost everything, or where your income has been cut in half or something like that, and you're living in a foreign country. Listen to me, because this just happened to me. Okay. My personal experience here. Make sure you have a safety net and or several different avenues of revenue coming in. Okay. If you're going to retire over here, just make sure you have a fat cushion to set on. You got, if you're 40 like I am, I've implemented a 10-year plan. Okay. I fully intend to retire at 50. When I say retire, I mean only work when I want to work, right? Doing the things that I want to do. So where am I at on that 1 year plan, by the way? Well, we're in month number 10 now of year 1, and I've done a few things that have moved me closer to my goal. So far, so good. And as I said yesterday, on January 1 of 2022, I will do or whatever the first day for a live stream is in there, or maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't know. And post that. I'll put in the exactly what I've done to achieve my what I've done the first year, and because the first year has been a lot of, and I knew it was going to be this way when I wrote it down, right? It's been a lot of planning and putting a lot of little things in place. I was talking to a friend yesterday, getting some little wins, right? Winning just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, starting to accumulate. And as those little wins start to pile up, the big wins will come. I have a visit. Charles said, back to life at expat life here in Thailand. Charles says, on my 2019 visit, I was stunned on my 4th day. I knew that I wanted to live. Yep, my month-long visit last April confirmed everything my heart was telling me. I love Thailand. There you go, brother. I hear you, man. David said, when I hit Thailand, the sight, sound, and smells excited me, but things didn't work out for me there. That's why I'm in the Philippines, and I'm happy. Dude, David, listen, brother, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters in life, is your happiness. I know that sounds kind of selfish to say, but you being, I've never, in my personal life, I have never understood what true happiness was like until I picked up a camera. Like photography, for those of you that don't know, is my first love, passion, goal. That's my heart, soul, mind, and body. But I also love media, video, and everything else too. But when I picked up a camera and I had people looking at some of my first pictures, I was just astonished at how much time I could spend with that camera in front of my face and not feel like I was working or doing anything that required any effort. I just remember it being that just like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, right? Like, this is what I want to do. I want somehow to get paid for that and do it for the rest of my life. Now, that's probably not going to work out that way, but that's okay. There are other avenues that I have found that I enjoy doing as well. But my heart will always be in creative photography, always. Roger McGee, good morning to you, sir. Bangkok Warrior says, good advice. Thank you. Gregory, good to see you, bud. I'm so glad Australia has kind of woke up. The government, your government, has kind of woken up to the situation and is going to be letting you guys travel pretty soon, I hope. Bangkok Warrior says, have a backup plan. There's Roger McGee. Did I say hey to you, Roger McGee? Hey, Roger McGee. Glad to see you, brother. Bangkok Warrior says, have a backup plan if you're playing AFL. I'm going to go a step further and tell you to have 3 plans. And then for each plan, have enough money, right, to fully fund each one of your plans in savings or in investments or whatever you want to have the money in before you commit to the plane ticket or before you commit to the girl you met online and start sending her thousands of baht every month. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I do the best I can, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're happy in the Philippines. Happiness is Super important. Prep for it. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Who else we got? Bangkok Warrior said he knew he was going to stay when he got off the plane. Nothing wrong with that. David agrees you got to have a big fat cushion of money for sure. I think it's a good idea. I don't want to discourage people though that don't have any money, because let me tell you something. When I came here, I'm not encouraging people to come here with no money. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. Not at all. In fact, you can watch my some of my first videos when I first got to Thailand in the first year I was here, and that was my ongoing theme. What's up, Michael in Oregon? Been a long time since I've seen you, man. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by the live stream here. Glad to see you, bud. I'll catch the rest of the comments in just a second, but I talked about that a lot, about money, because when I came here, I didn't have anything. I didn't have nothing. All I had was my recurring monthly paycheck, and that was it. That was it. Little bit the way I afforded. I'm an English teacher. Did I just say that right? The way I was able to afford to get to Thailand was I mailed my professional DSLR, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment back to the U.S. and had my family sell it for me on eBay or Craigslist or whatever, because I didn't have any savings or anything. So when I got to Thailand, I essentially had one old camera and a rinky-dink computer and a YouTube channel that I had for a while. And that's about it. That's really all I had. What I did when I got here was, and this is something to keep in mind, and now that Thailand's starting to reopen for expats, I came here on a tourist, on the 30-day stamp, which, by the way, they went through. I'm not even going to talk about that right now. That's news, and somebody else can cover that. There's a lot of live streams that can cover that. It's not going to affect many of you anyway. So I'll leave that alone. But there's been a little change to the 30-day stamp, but I'll talk about that later. So I got here on 30-day stamp, and at that time you could extend that 30-day stamp. You could go to immigration here and extend it for another 30 days. So I was like, I got to do that, or I got to go out of the country and then come back in the country, which would cost me another X amount of dollars, plus I have to pay for the going out, coming back in, the flight, And I was like, nope, just better go to work. So I went to work. And I put an application in on, I forgot. I think it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon, about 1 o'clock, and about 4 o'clock, I got a call from a school in Rayong, asking me to come down for an interview. And at the time, I was in Bangkok, my first apartment in Bangkok. I have videos on that too. What I did as I came as a tourist, this is what I was going to say earlier. I came in on a tourist visa, and I knew I was going to stay at least 3 months. I didn't know exactly how, but I knew I was going to stay at least 3 months. So as coming in like that, I went ahead and paid. I found that very nice condo room, that studio. Actually, it wasn't a studio. It was a one-bedroom apartment for $6,000 baht a month, right? Just right up the road from where I'm living. Well, not right up the road from where I'm living now, but it's not too far away. And I just thought that I had it made. So what I did was, they wouldn't let me, sign a contract or whatever. And so I just paid for 3 months all at one time. I paid 18,000 baht all at one time for 3 months stay there. So during that 3 months, I decided I was going to stay here in Thailand. I was going to figure out a way to make it work. And here we are 3.5 years later, right? And I'll go into, after I catch the comments here, I'll go into talking about what my life's been like here as an expat. Okay. Jose says, what happened to Steve Montelli? I have no idea. I haven't heard from Montelli. If anybody knows anything about Montelli, feel free to message me and let me know if he's okay, because I haven't heard from him, so I don't know. Gregory says, yes, I'm excited about travel. Yes, I have backup plans. My primary plan does not work, and also sourcing different contracts to do it good, Gregory. I'm glad to hear that. Don C says it's good common sense to not move to a foreign country and not have the funds to live. Yeah, it is. It's common sense not to do what I did. It really is. But on the flip side of that, I can tell you that if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to make it work. I'm sitting here living proof, right? I don't encourage anyone to ever do what I did. Never. It was weird time in my life, and that's just the way my ball rolled, right? So I would definitely encourage everybody to come with as much money as possible, but not just in case of emergencies or in case something doesn't work out or in case something happens. You want money because you want to be able to see stuff and do stuff over here. Like Thailand has some of the most amazing scenery I have ever seen in the whole world, right? And, I've stood at the top of Machu Picchu in Peru and looked at these, 40-ton, 100-ton, 200-ton boulders. Somehow that these Incas dragged, 7,000 feet in the air up a mountain and built a colony on top of this mountain in Peru. And I'm standing there looking, and I'm amazed by the technology we have today, and how they did that several hundred years ago just blew my mind. And that's what really got me interested in traveling to begin with. But I can tell you, I've stood at the top of Machu Picchu and looked at that and thought about that. And then I've been to places here in Thailand and seen some things in nature that are not man-made and that have blown my mind even more than standing on top of Machu Picchu or doing some other things that I've done when I've traveled and things that I've seen. Thailand's got some beauty and some natural, just geographical features that you're just not going to find in other places. Not like it is here. The traveling here is so cheap. You can travel around Thailand, or it used to be. We'll see what happens when everything shakes out. But traveling around Thailand domestically is just really, really cheap. But it does still cost money. And depending on your lifestyle, what kind of life you want to live here, it can cost more than living in the States or a Western country. Your cost of living here can be far less than living in another country. It can be far more than living in another country. When people ask me the question about cost of living as an expat in Thailand, my answer is always the same, and that is cost of living is whatever you can afford to spend. That's it. That's your cost of living. I will tell you, though, I know what you guys mean when you ask what is the cost of living, right? So in general, things are cheaper here in Thailand. Things here cost about a third of what they would cost in America, that kind of thing. For example, I have a condo in a it's a studio apartment, right? But it's a condo, and it's very small. It's 22 square meters, but it's in a very, very nice, secure place in Bangkok. And I pay 9,000 baht, which is right now with the exchange rate just a little under $300 a month in rent. So, rent's about $300. Electricity's been running about $60, and not quite $60, about $45, $50 for this apartment for the month. And that's not bad at all in dollar wise anyway. My cell phone bill's between my American and my Thai cell phone and my internet here at home together and all that cost about, let's see, 60 and 30 and 30 is another 60 and another 36. So about $100, $105 or something for 2 cell phones and internet, high-speed internet. Well, it's not super high speed, but that's here. Groceries are super cheap. You can go to Macro, which is like a Costco type deal. You can go there and buy in bulk and get things very cheap. But traveling around Thailand and going to places like Koh Chang, which I went to with Ross, unfortunately everything there was closed, but we got to see the entire island, and it was I can't wait to go back. Koh Samet, very nice island, very beautiful island, beautiful beach on Koh Samet. Also, Krabi, areas in Krabi. I loved it down there when I was down there. Had an absolute blast. The islands off the coast of Onang Beach, or Onang Beach itself. These are all places. There's Phi Phi, there's Lipe, there's Railay Beach. There's all these places in Thailand that you can go and just chill out, hang out. And the best part about working and living in Thailand is the population around you, for the most part, right? If you're around a decent set of people, this is a Buddhist country, so it's very peaceful and relaxed. It's very calm. People don't raise their voice, but rather than raising their voice, they'll go behind their back and talk about you. So you have to be kind of careful when it comes to that. But other than that, it's a very peaceful place to live. It really is. I mean, there's not a lot of drama here with the Thais. The drama comes from other expats. So you have to, when you come here, you just have to know you have to learn, who to watch, who not to watch, who to listen to, who not to listen to, and make up your own mind. We're all grown people here. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? So, as an expat here, I've been on a non-B visa with a work permit, basically since 6 weeks after I got here. I made a border run. At that time, you had to make a border run to get a change of visa. So I made a border run over to Savannakhet, Laos, and got to see a little bit of Laos. Was very, what's the word I'm looking for? I really loved Savannakhet because of the French architecture over there. I know it sounds weird. I'm not much of an architecture type of guy, but it was an interesting little place to be for a few minutes. It was, and I say a few minutes. I was there overnight, but it was kind of interesting. And I met a good friend on the bus ride up there, so we're still friends today. And I made a lot of friends that are expats that are here, and some that are here that go back and forth, and some that just stay in the West, and they're like, "Yep, I'm just waiting on retirement. I'll be over there." So there's a lot of benefits to being in Thailand in terms of cost, and healthcare here is good, by the way, really good, really, really good. In case you're wondering and have never been in the healthcare system here, insurance is cheap. My insurance for a whole year, two 1 million baht plans with zero deductible that covers everything. Was for the year, I think 34,000 baht. So that's a little over $1,000 for me right now at the current exchange rate. Unfortunately, the exchange rate wasn't where it is now when I paid for it. So it was like, I think it was almost $1,350 or something like that. $1,350. That's a whole year of insurance that covers you for everything, right? It's through AIA. You can look it up yourself and check it out. All right, David says, let's see. Gregory says he made 2 mistakes in marriage. I'm not sure I want to know what that is. David says, as long as I have a nice cold beer in the evening and have my 2 dogs for company, I'm in bliss on the wife. Mustn't forget her. Oh, yeah. Don't forget her. Don says, I also found. Oops. Don says, I also found the world is really smaller than you think. With Zoom in 24 hours, you can be anywhere. So staying in touch with friends and family is easy, not an issue. That is so true, Don. So true. Must check out Jeremy Things to Do. Stay safe, man. Catch you again soon. Okay, David. Thank you very much for coming by. Bangkok Warriors says, Gregory, actually, I also made 2 mistakes in marriage. Yeah. A's Unscripted says Montelli only broadcast on Twitch now. Oh, I didn't know that. I know he set up Twitch, but I didn't know that he was. I didn't know that he was only on Twitch now. Well, I'll just have to give him a call and see what he's up to on Twitch. David says, Jeremy, we all learn from our adventure mistakes. Yeah, well, some people do. The problem with being an expat here in Thailand is the government and the police here, depending on where you are in Thailand, okay, and who you know, really, I'm just going to be honest. It depends on how painful your learning curve could be. If you're a person that is promiscuous, or you're a person that likes to do things that are illegal, or you're a person that likes to do things that are troublesome, manipulative, things of that nature, then I would probably just stick to the tourist areas, and I would definitely stick to places that don't have a whole lot of, really places that are not real good environments. I would probably stick to those environments because I don't want you to ruin Thailand, and I don't want you to come over here and ruin expats' names, right? Like, we got a guy right now that did something horrible in Khon Kaen, and unfortunately, the guy's an American. Allegedly did something horrible. And unfortunately, the guy's an American expat, and I really take, it's like the American expats that cause all the drama on YouTube. If you guys knew what went on behind the scenes of this YouTube atmosphere, it would blow your mind. It would really blow you would look at yourself in the mirror and go, how do grown men act this way? That's really what you would do. Charles says, Don C, yes, the bug has done more to show what we can do from remote and with video communication. Yeah, I agree. Don C says, I live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home and gated community, pool, tennis court, 17,000 baht, around 500 a month. Crazy cheap. That is cheap. Charles says, later, David. Yeah, see you, David. Gregory's asking about the location of the rental cost. I don't think he's going to come out with his address, but he's in Pattaya, Gregory. Just FYI there. Bye, David. Law says 19 up, 5 down. Cool. Don says, I'm 5 kilometers from downtown beaches in Pattaya. I'm in Pattaya, but not in the downtown area. 7 minutes to beach, mall, etc. Golf course area. Good for you, Don. That's awesome. There's the PayPal link again. I guess Robert wants to see contributions come in. But again, much appreciated, not required. Travel season's coming up, and we'll use the funds that we get for travel season. I mean, for traveling and maybe some new equipment. Don C says, I live the same exact, if not better, lifestyle I had in Florida with car payments, $1,700 a month, all in, including my wine bill. That's really good, man. That's really, really good. That's a pretty amazing life for $1,700 a month. I got to tell you, that's wow. Um, Tim says hello all. Well, hello to you, Mr. Tim. It's good to see you. Don says yes, great restaurants, malls, shopping, and for those who want it, walking street. That's right. Ross says I have same policy as JC, but my 54 rate is 54,000 baht. He's talking about insurance. Ross is talking about that's how I found my insurance. Yeah, so Ross is a little bit older than I am, and so his insurance costs a little bit more. But turning 40, they didn't jack up my rate that much. I was really surprised. Very interesting. Prep Force says, I agree, Jeremy. I enjoyed the natural scenery as well as the abandoned alien base at Machu Picchu. I hear you, man. Lyle is picking on Tim already. That's cool. Travel TV says, I got to get insurance after my 3 months run out. I got lots of time. Yep, you do. You'll be all right. No worries. Don C says 62 and my health insurance is $1,400 a year, no deductible, but you won't use it because unless it's serious, it's so cheap for medical care. Yeah, that's also true. Scott says in November, South Korea is going full open. Looks like this will be the trend. I hope so, Scott. Certainly hope so. We're waiting on everything to open back up. I know as an expat here, it's been about a year ago, I had time and money. I was on vacation and I went to Krabi for the first time. I went down to that part of Thailand for a week and then finished up the second part of the week over in Pattaya. But I went to Krabi and it was absolutely it was just dead. There was nobody there, and there was nobody on the beaches. It was crazy. No tourists anywhere. But I'm kind of ready to go back and see what life's like when you travel around and things are normal. I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. Over here, it's the same day-to-day grind. I work. Right now, currently, I'm working 5 days a week at my regular job, 9 hours a day. Then I teach online at night, and that I have this YouTube channel, and I have an internship that I'm currently working on. So, over the years, being here in Thailand, I've picked up some other things. I've been through now. Obviously, I went through the C-19 issue over here. And during that period, I was partially furloughed, from my job. Received half-month salary for 3 months. This is why I talk about money. Thank God I have a community of people that, or thank whatever the universe, whatever you're thankful, wherever your gratitude goes. My gratitude goes up. I'm just going to say that. And so I'm extraordinarily grateful to have this community on YouTube and have family and all that stuff. So I was able to get through those times, and looks like we're about to shoot out the other side of this terrible situation that I hope nobody ever has to go through again. But the first really year and a half that I was here, it was just, man, it was all, it had its ups and downs, but it was awesome. I dated a lot. I don't want to say it's easy to date women over here, but it's so much easier to find someone to go on a date with that you're actually attracted to and that is not completely, I don't want to get into that, but outside the Western culture. Okay, let's just say it's nice to be in a different culture where you're outside the Western culture, and it's easier to find people or to find women to date, or whatever your preference is. For me, it's women. So to find women to date is easier over here. I'm not saying that you're going to get that. I don't mean the women are easy. That's not what I'm saying at all. what I do want to say is that it's easier for a man if you're trying to find a date. It's very easy to do that here in Thailand. I don't, and I'm not talking about the nightlife or anything. I'm talking about like actually going out on a date. So, moving on. Tim says, did something horrible. I haven't been to Thailand yet. I hear you, Tim. Scott says, Jeremy, what can I Google to find this expat content news story? You can go to the Tiger, find it on there. I'm not sure. I saw it again this morning. The Pattaya News has it. That story. All the outlets over here cover. Bangkok Post will probably have it on there. It's just stupid people. But anyway, Tim said, I'm not you, Scott. I'm talking about the guy in the story. Just, I hope the allegations are not true. Let's put it that way. If they are, then whatever he gets, he deserves. Tim says, Lyle, more like I'm only on my time tonight. Ah, interesting. Gregory says, yes, Jeremy, it wasn't after the address, but more curious. Oh, I know. I didn't think you were, Gregory. Curious about the general area, Bangkok, Pattaya, just doing my research on what you can get for about 16,000 baht a month. There you go. Well, good. I'm glad you asked on here. Looking in Bangkok right now. I can help you with that. Tim says, hey, Ross. Robert Blinn, hello from Boston. Can't wait to travel. Can you live on $3K a month there? Absolutely, Robert. You can live on $3K a month here. In fact, if you have $3K a month here and some savings, you probably won't have an issue ever. As long as you're not a big drinker, big spender, big partier, and you have to go out every day and spend a lot of money on things you don't really need. Shoot, $3K be all. You just heard Don C say that he's all in $1,700 a month, and that's his wine bill also. So yeah, $3,000 will get you a real nice life over here. I've made $3,000 in a month over here before, and I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun that month. But that was before I learned about the importance of investing money and saving it and that kind of thing too. Roger McGee says that Robert Blinn, yes, you can. There you go. Gregory says, Don C, thanks, Don. As long as I have access to pool and gym and good internet, I'm good anywhere. Well, there you go. You can definitely find that over here for sure. Travel TV says Bangkok is more for my one bedroom in Bangkok. You can get a house in Hua Hin. Yep, that's true. Don C says, Robert, if you live here, it would be hard to spend $3,000 a month unless you rent a very big pool home, only eat American imported food. Still hard to spend $3K. All right, Don and I had a conversation, but we've met in person, and we had a conversation about this at dinner, and we were talking about spending $3K a month. He was just like, I can't do it. I remember him looking at me going, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I was like, give me $3,000. I can do it. But that was back when I had, when I didn't have any kind of good common sense flowing through my brain either. So, Hex Famous, let me read this before I read it out loud. Okay, so Hex Famous says, I have a friend who is looking at changing careers. He was thinking about packing up, moving to Thailand, and was thinking about teaching English. What is the average pay? The average pay for a person who wants to come over and teach English, who is a native speaker, this is a big deal, okay? Native speakers are going to make about 10,000 baht more than non-native speakers, or they should, anyway, a month, okay? You need a bachelor's degree. You need a teaching certificate, a TEFL or a TESOL. If you have those two basic fundamental pieces of paper, then you can teach over here. And your starting salary, if you get in a good school, is probably going to be somewhere between 30 and 35,000 baht. That's usually a starting salary. That's about what you make. So you're talking about if you make 35,000 baht, you're making a little over, I don't know, you're making about 35,000 baht. Let's see. So you're making 1,000, 1,200, $1,300 a month, $1,400 a month, something like that. No, that's not right. Let me do the math real quick. I'm sure you guys are doing it down there at the bottom, but yeah, you can. So I'll get to Travel TV's comment there in a second about the teacher pay that he made. So if you make 35,000 baht, let's just say, then you're looking at, so $1,041 US if you make 35,000 baht a month, right? That's at today's exchange rate, okay? And for some reason, today's exchange rate just doesn't look good. Ross, am I doing okay? Am I right on today's exchange rate? Is it down? I don't know. But yeah, so I would expect somewhere between 30 and 35. And that's coming from a guy that's been teaching here for 3 years, more than 3 years, actually. If you can make more at a private school. You can make more at if you have a master's degree, or if you have a degree in education, or if you have a post-secondary teaching certificate, like a post-secondary graduate teaching certificate, which is basically equivalent to like a 1-year PGCE kind of thing. Then you can get a job at an international school and you can make, 70, 80, 90,000 baht a month. In which case, you've got a life and you're doing fine, right? My biggest thing is, of course, health issues with me. Of course, I have a few health issues, so I have to spend more money than the average person does at my age over here due to that, unfortunately. Charles says, Gregory, stay away from central Bangkok area for your searches. Northwest Bangkok is more, that's true, more Thai and older buildings with cheaper costs and larger room. Be careful and look at flood maps for Bangkok. I could not give you better advice than that. Gregory, Charles just gave you really essentially the best advice you could possibly give, honestly. Travel TV says average pay for a teacher around 30 or 40K. You can get more. That 40K number is hard to find, man. It really is. It's hard to find if you are a starting teacher with no experience, and you only have a bachelor's degree and a TEFL or a TESOL. If you just have the basic requirements, finding a job at 40K is going to be a little bit tougher. I can assure you. I've just been around long enough to know and been through it. You can plan on starting off around 35. So my suggestion is, if you want to come over here and maintain a lifestyle, and let's say you want to do a year over here, okay? Save up about $5,000. Right, $5,000 or $6,000, $5,000 or $6,000 US dollars, okay, or whatever, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of Bitcoin, whatever you want to do, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of bot. So whatever that is in bot, save that up, and then come over here and get a job, making 35,000 baht a month, and you have. Get a basic teaching job where you have the least amount of responsibility, and you have your savings, plus you have your income from your job, plus your job has got to give you insurance. So I actually have 3 policies. I forgot about that. I have the other policy as well through my job. So when you teach, you're going to get some kind of health insurance. Most of the insurance through the teaching jobs that I've gotten has not been that great, to be honest with you. They usually have to pay for everything up front, and then they reimburse you. Sometimes that takes a long time. Sometimes there's a lot of trouble in HR with that. But these are things you're going to deal with as an expat, right? You're just going to have to deal with them. Crab Claw is back. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Don C says, Gregory, thousands of condos, 8 to 12K a month with all amenities. You'll have your pick. I agree. I agree with that, Don. Gregory says, Travel TV, yes, Bangkok is only temporary. I will do my research on other areas like Wahan and Isan area once I get there. There you go, Greg. Find whatever place makes you happy because you're going to be a remote working anyway. So just find a place that makes you happy. Travel around, do what you want to do. Sounds cool. Give me a baseline to work from. There you go. Robert Blinn says, thanks, Don. I guess I can save some cash. Absolutely. Lost Boy, what's up? Don C says, Robert, yep, a grand easy without skimming on lifestyle. There you go. Crab Claw says, they let me out on weekends with an ankle bracelet. I hear you, buddy. Bangkok Warrior says $3,000 a month is nothing if you go to the bars every night. Yeah, agree, 100%. Robert Blinn says, do you live in Thailand? I'm currently sitting in Bangkok, and yes, I live in Thailand. I've been living in Thailand since April of 2018, so I've been here basically 3.5 years. Another month will be 3.5 years. To answer your question. So, Gregory says, Bangkok Warrior lucky. I am not into the party scene, so I will save a lot there. I prefer to spend it on travel. So do I. Don C says, Bangkok, exactly. If you live like you're on vacation and party every night, you can blow 3K and more. Oh yeah. you can spend. I've seen somebody come over here and spend $7,000 in 4 days. So it's not like it can't be done. It's just that, like, who wants to spend that much money? When it's to spend that much money, to spend $3,000 in a month, you got to really be on vacation, be in vacation mode. And if you're going to be an expat here, I'm glad you brought that up, because if you're going to be an expat here, you cannot live in vacation mode, right? You are not on vacation. This is not. This is your life. You can have a vacation with your life here in Thailand. Don't get me wrong, but you're not. If you're an expat living and working here, you're not on vacation. If you're retired here, it's up to your mental, like, however you consider it. You could be on vacation or you could not be on vacation. It's whatever your retirement entails. Do you want to travel during your vacation or during your retirement? If so, here you go. And Don C says, Robert, yes, I live here permanently. Robert says, you are correct, JC. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. One second, guys. 1 second. Okay. And then Robert Blinn says, that was from other Robert, says, Don, I will make the move as soon as the bug ends. The winters suck here. Yeah, a lot of people move here because the winters suck where they live. And there's nothing wrong with moving here for that, for sure. Boston, yeah. Well, I got another friend that lives in that area, and he doesn't like the winters that much either. So he's looking at coming over here as well. Probably permanently or semi-permanently at some point in his life, I'm sure. Teddy Berry says, the isolation has brought deep despair. I'm sorry to hear that, Teddy. My suggestion to you is talk to Gregory. I'm going to remove your comment because I'm sorry you're in a bad place in your life, Teddy. But this is DoMoreLife, man. We're trying to pump you up here, trying to tell you all the good things that can happen. Look at the good things that can happen. All the little things. Don C says, I know the area. Hell, I was just in Boston one time on the 1st of June, and I parked in front of a snowbank still there. That's crazy. As far as what the situation has done to people's brains, I'm hoping that any kind of depression or any of those feelings will start to evaporate as places start opening up, right? So as they start to open up, you'll probably see a lot of people's enthusiasm come back, and that kind of thing. One second. Anyway, so once that starts to happen, I think you're going to see a transitions in people's thought process. And I'm really looking forward to people cheering up. I think that, but thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate that very much. But I'm looking forward to people coming around and getting some happiness back, getting some spirit back, getting some getting the blood flowing again, as they used to call it. Charles says, I like to play pool, which I will have to watch myself. Yes, sir, you will, Mr. Charles White. Roger McGee says, challenge. Roger's going to throw out a challenge. Thank you, Roger. I love you for throwing out a challenge. He says, I'll match a $25 contribution. Any takers? I guess we'll see. But thank you, Roger, for matching, for throwing out a challenge. We'll see who takes that. Mr. McGee, we will see who takes that. Thank you very much for putting that out there. I appreciate it. I really do. Gregory says, Teddy Berry, yes, mate. I am a counselor. I can send you some good online resources to help you out and improve the mood. Teddy says, oops, wrong comment. That was in Frangland. Here, the sunshine brightens my day. Sing and dance on the beach. There you go. Charles says, need to find a small corner bar with good. Yep, there you go. I knew that challenge would get met. Charles says, need to find a small corner bar with good Thai food that will cater to my pool habit. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. There you go, Roger. Charles White, $25. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very, 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 very much. Appreciate it. Mr. Charles White. Don C says, Charles, that narrowed it down to 5,000 bars. LOL. Yeah, that's right. Need to find a small corner bar with good Thai food that will cater to my pool habit. Yeah, man, you need to live in either in certain areas of Bangkok or Pattaya or something like that, or maybe Phuket. But, well, really, there's any of the destinations in Thailand that tourists travel in. There's always going to be people looking for that corner bar, right, that caters to your needs. So, and they're everywhere. Crab Claw says, I make $84,000 about a month working at McDonald's in the States. I might move back home. No, I'm just kidding. That's a lot of money. That's almost $3,000 a month. On $84,000 about a month. Hang on, I'll get to that in a second. Charles says, probably going to get fat improving my pool game. LOL. It's all good, man. It's all good. Oh, now we have more PayPals coming in. Fantastic, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Got 2 PayPals that just came in. Jeff, I will never lose my North Carolina accent. To answer your question. Gregory, who put his full name on there, sent $15. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Gregory. Thank you very, very much. He sent 15, and then Roger kept his promise, of course, sending the other 25. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate you, buddy. You guys have done a great job today. Thank you very much for that. That's $65. Awesome. And still have the 10 from yesterday, so that's 75. Great. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that very much. Very, very, very much. You make $84,000 a month working at McDonald's, Crab Claw. That's like, dude, yes. Yes. I'm going to remove that just because of the way it's worded, but don't take any offense to it, Crab Claw. Please. Yes, that's absolutely more than enough to do whatever you want to here in Thailand. 84,000 baht a month. Are you kidding me? Man, you could do. I couldn't imagine making 84,000 baht a month living here. I'd be the happiest person you ever met in your life. Crab Claw says we get overtime. Oh, I got you. I got you. Says Doncy says Crab, you don't need any dollar to score if you can talk and have a conversation. Oh yeah, as far as that goes, it's what Don's talking about and what you were talking about with the ladies. You don't even need money for that. That's just if you want to participate in nightlife and entertainment, that kind of thing. You don't need to spend a lot of money here for the purpose that you were referring to. But really, you don't need to spend any at all, other than maybe dinner or coffee or something like that. Lyle says, Charles White, I used to play all the time, got tired of everyone accusing me of cheating because they could not make the shots I could. I like that, Lyle. Good, man. Lost Boy says, Crab Claw can definitely get... Yeah, I gotcha. Tim says, completely nuts, question mark. Who are you talking about, man? Game on at Lyle, says Charles. Okay, that's cool, man. DoMoreLife pool tournament after I get there. Absolutely, Roger. That sounds like a better idea than the last meetup we had. By the way, Don, do you know that the last subscriber meetup was the one that I had with you in Pattaya? Which was you and there were some other people that are in the chat right now that were there too. That was what, 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, it's time to get some subscribers. Do another subscriber meetup when people can come over again. I like the pool tournament idea, Roger. That's good, man. Crabclaw says, I know you never show your money. Definitely never show your money. And also, because you're under an alias here and you've got alias avatar, that's good. Otherwise, I would tell you don't ever talk about how much money you make. That's one of my... I have one video that has a couple million views on it. And... with that video, one thing I talk about is don't ever talk about how much money you actually have. In fact, well, I won't go that far. But yeah, don't ever show your money. Robert Blinn says the snow never goes away here once it starts in November. I quit the work world last year and will like the beach life in Thailand. Yes, you will, Robert. If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer this. You can just say, I can't say. It's not a problem. But Robert Blend, what is your retirement plan for coming up here? Or what are you waiting on is my question. And I only ask because I want to help. Bangkok Warrior says, Crabclaw, you most assuredly will not make 84,000 baht a month working at McDonald's here in Thailand. Not even as a manager. Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely won't make that working here. But in the States, making 84,000 baht a month, is not. I guess that's a decent living wherever depending on where you live and what your lifestyle's like. Gregory says, yes, we have had some chats in the line group about meetups next year. Yes, we have. And for those of you that are not yet in the line group, you need to be a channel member and you need to let me know that you're not in the line group. Let's see. Don C says that was with Steve Montelli. We ate at the beer garden. That's correct. That's the one. Michael says the system will not let me leave a like. That's weird. It bypassed the like section and goes straight to the chat. Oh, you have to hit the. Are you on a mobile? You're on a mobile phone, Michael? If you are, in the middle under the video, there's a thing, or if you're seeing the chat, there's an X over on the top right-hand corner of the chat. Hit that X, and it'll bring up the menu underneath the video. You won't be able to see the chat, but there'll be like, dislike, then a live chat. You can go back to the live chat. There'll be a couple of buttons over there, too. Let's see. Crap Claw says you make yourself a target. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're gonna be a target anyway. If anytime you're in public, like me, for example, right? People know. Not. I mean, I'm not like famous or anything. I'm just saying, like, there are some people that know who I am. So when you put yourself out there like that, you're gonna make yourself a target. So yeah. No, I don't speak Thai, Jeff. I don't speak Thai. I'm not around. I'm around expats all day, and I teach English. A lot of people say I've learned some Thai, but I don't speak Thai fluently. Like people come over here and they're here for 6 months and they're like, "Oh, I've learned Thai." Da 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 da. And then you take them around Thai speakers and they can't communicate. So what I've learned to do is just give it my best effort, and lots of hand motions. And the Thai people are super generous when it comes to teaching you how to say words in Thai. So they'll take care of you. I like that. Michael says yes. Let's see. Crapclaw says it's just $700 a week gross pay in dollars. No big deal. Yeah, but that's just imagine if you could save $700 a week for 4 weeks. That's $2,800. That's enough backup for you to come if you still had income coming in. That would be awesome. Gregory says, yes, it's a good value in the line group, and we discuss all sorts of things. Yes, we do. Michael says yes, and Gregory says it's a good community. Michael says, got it. Travel TV, I have a friend that works at McDonald's here in Thailand. I think she said it was less than $1 an hour over, can't remember. Wow. 28 up, 8 down. Cool. Crap Claw says it seems that there is a lot of competition between the Thai expat bloggers. Oh, it's competition is not the word. It's these people call each other's families. They dox each other. They put their addresses. They talk about their kids. They put pictures of their kids in other countries and their addresses online. They have people fired from their jobs. They call your home country and try to dig up any kind of dirt they can. They hire private investigators to try to dig up any kind of dirt they can. They've done. They'll go to the police and file a false, a signed affidavit that is a sworn statement under penalty of perjury, and it be a complete lie. They'll do all that to you on here. So what I've learned to do is to not compete with anyone. I compete with myself. That's it. And really, the competition with myself is not very much these days. I come on YouTube now because I really love it and I love the community. That I don't. Let me back that sentence up a little bit. I love the community I have on YouTube. Okay, YouTube itself, I have a lot of issues with, but the platform, I abide by their guidelines because they do provide a platform that provides me an audience that provides a secondary source of revenue, no matter how small or how large it may be. So that's why I continue on YouTube. But I would continue on making videos on other platforms, which I still intend to do, but right now with 3 jobs, and yes, YouTube is a job. If you've never tried to make money with a YouTube channel, then please don't tell me that I don't have YouTube is not a job. It's just a hobby, because you have no idea what you're talking about. And if you don't have a YouTube channel that you upload to regularly or have some kind of schedule, please don't say anything to me about what I should do or what I shouldn't do. Because it's just like, that's like going asking an astronaut how to become a professional fisherman. All right. Let's see. Bangkok Warrior says, I just use my Thai translator in my phone to communicate. That's fair enough. I have an app actually that says Thai, and it will translate whatever you want into Thai I got the camera apps where you can read the letters in Thai and all that stuff. So it's learning Thai, like learning Thai where you have to speak it to a Thai person is not necessarily an absolute must that you must do while you're here, but it is pretty cool. If you learn Thai and speak Thai to the Thai people, they really enjoy it. They're much more interested in you if you can speak their language. I have noticed that. So it is a benefit to be able to speak Thai. Gregory says, "Oh yeah, I think it will be great fun trying to learn Thai when I get there. I will probably be laughed at a lot, but that, of course, that's the fun to learn. Exactly. There you go. But that's the part of fun of learning a new language. Luckily, I have a good sense of humor. Exactly. I was curious teaching Thai and English. No problem, Jeff. Robert said, we don't talk politicians on here at all for any reason. Done. Robert says, if you spend more money than you make, no matter how much you make, you are up a creek without a paddle. You have to look at both sides of the ledge. I agree, Robert, 100%. 100%, because I've done that before. Back in the days when I was a very, very irresponsible young man, very, very ignorant and naive. David says, Jeremy, a lot of bloggers are false, but you come across as an easygoing guy, thoroughly nice guy. Keep up the good work. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I personally just try to stay out of the drama, but the people that cause drama or try to cause drama for me are some of the weirdest people I've ever met. Like what the coming after me solves nothing. And I say that because I am no competition to anyone. Like I'm no threat to anyone. I'm no like I don't understand why the level of hatred that has over the years of me being on YouTube that has come my way, hatred and animosity. I will never understand why that happened. And it's always grown men that do it. And grown women occasionally, but it is what it is. So I've learned a lot from it, and I've learned how to stay in my own lane and worry about just Jeremy and not worry about other people, and seems to be working out pretty good. Thank you for saying that though, David. I really appreciate it. Mr. Y, what's up, buddy? He says, hello, could an HVAC tech make a living over there? Check ASEAN Now, which used to be ThaiVisa.com, and see if there is a see if an HVAC tech is one of the jobs that are off limits, because there's a whole list of jobs. There's like 32 or 28 or 32. I can't remember the exact number. It's been a long time since I looked, and they may have changed some since the last time I looked. There's a list of jobs that you cannot do. Like, you cannot be a barber over here in Thailand. You cannot drive a taxi over here in Thailand. You cannot, let's see. What are some of the other things? You can't be a basket weaver over here. You can't be, there's just so many. There's a list of a whole bunch of things that you can't be, and go on there and check it out. I don't know what kind of living you can make over here with that skill set, but manual labor jobs are almost. I don't know that you can find a manual labor job over here as an expat. That's a very good question, Mr. Y. Very good question. I am not sure. Gregory says, I am just doing YouTube as a bit of a hobby and to share some advice. Yeah. But for those that want to turn it into a business, I say go for it and enjoy. Do what you love doing. I say, there you go, Gregory. Absolutely. Many people do YouTube as a hobby. And in fact, what you'll find out is many people that do YouTube for a hobby are the people that are retired, okay, or the people that live off a trust fund, or they have some kind of big inheritance, or they did very good with their life and they made a lot of money throughout life. And they're over here, they have nothing better to do, and they feel like they have nothing to lose. So, and they feel like they can get away with it because they create fake aliases and fake names and fake this and fake that and all that stuff. But, you know, with the years of harassment and just predatory responses that I've had from certain bloggers and other people, being an expat that's on YouTube, you ask yourself sometimes, is it worth it? You know, is it really worth all the drama and the headache and fuss and fight? And my answer to that question is absolutely, because one day, eventually, somebody's going to see a success here, and I already see the success, and it's my belief that people who see other people doing things, or people who see other people doing things that they want to do but are not or cannot do, typically results in hatred, animosity, and judgment. I get comments all the time from people who have never met me, who watched one video, or who didn't watch a video at all, just read a title. Okay? Just read a title and looked at the thumbnail, and have summed my whole character up in a comment that long. And they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, no clue. So it's fun. It's fun. It really is. Travel TV says, walking back to the hotel to pack. I'm sure you will be off by the time I get back. So saying goodbye. Have a good day. Thank you, Travel TV. Take care of yourself, brother. Let's see. Hang on, I'm looking at some removed messages here. Gregory says, yes, don't compete, just enjoy your journey, Jeremy. Absolutely am. Absolutely am. Oh no, Roger. We don't time him out. Not with a comment like that. He goes away forever. But thank you, Roger. Thank you. That's an alias anyway. I know who that is. Charles says, actually, you can. LOL. He's talking to the troll. Filtho says, better late than never. That's true. David says, Charles White, you can if you cover up your item. Lyle says, Filtho's about time. I know, right? Charles says, hey, slacker. Filtho's, I hope you're feeling better, man. I really do. I hope you're getting better. But glad you're here for sure. Don C says, Charles, I was going to say the same thing the other day. I saw a 6'4" burly individual dressed like Cher. He was an expat for sure. I love that. How many years have you been on YouTube? Well, my YouTube channel's been, like, I created a YouTube account a long time ago, but I only started uploading videos when I made my first trip to the Philippines back in, I think I uploaded my first video, and then I had to take it down and repost it for some reason. I can't remember why. But I posted my first video back in maybe January of 2017, I think. That was the first video I'd ever edited and posted. So yeah, just a couple years. I'm glad you're checking in. I like it when you check in too. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the thumbs up today. I really appreciate the contributions. Thank you guys so much for that. That's just been awesome. So it's going to be an interesting month here in Thailand. We're going to see what happens this month and next month. They're supposed to be reopening even more next month. They're also opening things this month, and we're going to see how that reopening goes. So far, it looks good. I just saw a highlight come through here that said 2 days in a row with less than 100 people who are no longer with us due to the situation in the world. And yep, less than 100 people, and starting almost under that 10,000 a day mark. So That's for new infections. So looking better. Speaking of which, I'll be getting my second jab. Hang on. Sometime this month, I'll tell you guys in the chat or something. I forgot the exact date. I have to look. Don C says, I've been following you since you were in the Philippines. Yes, you have, Don. That's true. Gregory McCann, good evening to you, brother. He says, yo, brother, keep doing you. All my homies now watch you up in my hood, and these were some not wanting to leave BK Mobile. I got them on the Thai Town tip thanks to you. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate that, man. So your Brooklyn people didn't want to have they weren't all about Thailand, huh? I love it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Charles White says, recap on the opening stages. No worries, Roger. No worries at all. No worries. I'm glad you were doing your due diligence with a wrench there and caught those comments. So thank you very much for that. But that last one, no big deal. Craplaw says, I'm here in my garage waxing my Lambo. Feel sorry for you peasants. Just kidding. JC, you know I'm not a troll. I know you're not. David says, Jerry, good luck with the second jab. My second jab hurt. The pretty nurse must have noticed me checking out. Oh, Lord. Yeah. So hopefully, the last time, if you want to see what the first one was like, you can go to my Instagram, which is in the description below. You can go to my Instagram and look at my reels that are not reels, my stories that are saved on there, and you can see the one with the first jab. It's about 2 days worth of 15-second clips. So you can watch the whole process of what happened when I got it, what happened after, and everything. So anyway, looking for a good month here in Thailand. Gonna do a little bit of R&R after the live stream today. Get ready for another long week at work. And yeah, just kind of hope everything pans itself out well, and keep putting one foot in front of the other. You guys that are thinking about coming over here or trying to set up funds for retirement, that kind of thing, trying to make a plan to get over here, trying to do the right thing, just keep doing the right thing. You can only do the right thing for so long until something good happens to you. I had a gut check conversation last night with a good friend of mine. And after that, I had a gut check conversation with a friend in the States. And this morning, I had a gut check conversation with that same friend in the States. And been doing a lot of thinking. You know, it's good to try to work on yourself instead of everybody else, right? Fixing this goes back to what we were talking about. This is something you'll run into as an expat over here. Okay, but let me just run down a couple things. Dual pricing, you're probably going to get charged more at some places. Just get used to it. You know, complain about it if you want to, but it is what it is, and it's not going to go away. In fact, the court ruled in favor of dual pricing on the I believe it was on the jabs, if I'm not mistaken. They liked it. Here in Thailand, yeah, let's make some money. So, I'm not sure what their full intentions are there, but just look like that. Just expect things like that. Really, expect things like that. Crapclaw says, well, I must say you do look healthy, JC, with it better than a few weeks back. Yeah, so here's what happened. Yep, David, that's correct. Hello, BC. Good to see you, man. I will rest and recharge. Charles, I'm going to do that today. I'm not doing anything today other than just R&R. I'm not even going to leave the apartment. Take a shower, lay in bed, watch some Netflix, just chill out for today. But going back to talking about being an expat living here, you know, you have to be careful of your interactions, okay? And if you're a good person and you get around somebody over here that's an expat, and your gut tells you immediately that you just feel that there's something not right. Every time I felt that gut feeling with an expat, whether it be in the Philippines, Thailand, anywhere I've been, every time I've got that gut feeling, it's always been right. Always. Every time. Sometimes it took a couple months for that person's true character to show. Sometimes it took a year or more. But I've always been right about that. So if you get a gut feeling that you're dealing with somebody who's manipulative or somebody who's sneaky, somebody who's going, best thing I can tell you is watch how that expat or those people talk about other people to you, because that's how they're going to talk about you to other people. Okay, so make sure that you safeguard your personal information. Don't be like me and try to start a YouTube channel to make money. Just don't. If I had to do over again, I would do something different. I wouldn't do YouTube. I would do a different. I would do video, but I would do on a different platform. I would definitely not do YouTube. But that's just me. You know, if you're doing hobby videos and you have no controversial content, you have no controversial opinions on anything, sure, go for YouTube. Why not? You know, like if you have, for example, if you have a tech channel and you're talking about, you want to talk about tech in Thailand, you want to go to stores and look at tech, computers and cell phones and lights and other things, right? Then YouTube's fine. But if you're going to talk about anything that matters, this is not the platform to do that on, in my opinion. You have to be very careful about what you say. You have to talk in a lot of coded language and stuff, and it's just not. YouTube has lost its fun for me because I can't really be myself on YouTube anymore. That's one reason we have the line group, and we have the channel members only live chat once a month for you guys that are channel members. So, because you can let loose a little bit more when you don't monetize the video, but you still have to stay in the community guidelines. And YouTube has just released a new part of community guidelines that says you can no longer question or say anything negative about medication that is delivered in a syringe. So there you go. Charles White says, I do recharge watching people. Got to a good coffee shop and watched the foot traffic on the street. Always puts a smile on my face. I tell you what, people watching is fun sometimes. I don't mean like I'm not talking about stalking people or you know, getting infatuated with somebody. I'm talking about just exactly what Charles is talking about. Go to a coffee shop and just sit there and just watch the foot traffic. Go back and forth and watch what happens. Watch what people are doing throughout their day. That can really put a smile on your face. You get to see a whole lot, especially if you're in a place like Bangkok. I mean, there's millions of people here. And it's fun to watch people. It really is. I like that. David said, let's see. David says, crap claw, cheers, I will. Gregory says, Jeremy, maybe you're looking more healthy because of the new 5G reception and the superpowers you have from the jet. Maybe. I don't know. The being healthy was what I was going to talk about, though. The reason being healthy is Mr. Y wants to know how to get into the Line chat. So you have to have the Line app first. Download the Line app, and then here is my Line ID. I'm only going to leave this up for just a second, okay? So, Mr. Y, there's my Line ID. You can look me up download the Line app, Line, in the App Store. Download it. Look me up right there. And send me a message. Tell me who you are, and I'll put you in the Line group. Yeah, well, you have to add me as a friend, send me a message, then I'll add you as a friend, and I'll send you an invite from the Line group. That's what I'll do. I'd love to have you in there, Mr. Y. I don't know what that stands for, crab claw, so I'm going to remove it. People are probably laughing at me right now, going, what does that stand for? But I don't know what that stands for. I'm sorry. All right, I'm removing my line ID, so I hope you guys got that. Let's see. David says, Jeremy, yes, you are an expat. Best to be courteous and behave yourself. Absolutely. But always remember, you live in another country. Some of these expats over here have a lot of money, and they think because they have a lot more money than the locals do, that they can get away with things. When the fact is, there is some truth to that. There is definitely some truth to that. But what they don't realize is a person can only take so much. Okay? And once the pain gets great enough, you'll do something different. I don't care who you are, what your deal is, or anything like that. And once you get so frustrated, or the pain, or the frustration, or the anxiety, whatever the case may be, once it gets great enough, you'll do something different. And that's why you see a lot of impulsive actions taken by stupid people. And when I say stupid people, I don't mean to be super derogatory. I just mean people that don't think about their actions before they do them. And people that come over here and retire, okay, all right, cool, crap law, I'll do that. Sorry. People that do come over here and retire that cause problems. Not people that come over here and retire. People that come over here and retire that cause problems. Or people that just come over here and cause problems. Usually have a lot of money, and they do believe that puts them head and shoulders above everybody else. When the fact is, it doesn't. Because the Thai courts will level the playing field in a second. I've seen it happen many, many, many times. What usually happens is the person usually gets away with it for a long time. Now, what's going to happen in my case is I'm not going to be the guy that can't afford to go to court much longer. So you'll see some changes over the next year for me in terms of the stuff that's going on in the past, because I've been doing a lot of research on statute of limitations. But anyway, there's some things that have gone on in the past and that need to be handled, taken care of, and legally, of course. And I fully intend to do that within the next year. Go from the YouTubers. Remember, success breeds contempt. Yes, that's right, Tim. 100%. Success does breed contempt. And I don't know why people think I'm successful or whatever. I don't feel successful. I feel like a person that is. I feel grateful. That's what I feel. I feel super grateful and super blessed that I have a community online of people. That's how I feel. Trust me, guys. If you saw the AdSense checks that come in from YouTube, you would understand. It's not about money, right? You have to understand that. David says, Jeremy, when I was in Thailand, my girl was reading a newspaper. I said, give me the sports section. She passed it to me upside down because she knew I couldn't read it. That's hilarious. Crapclaw says, "What? Okay, I got that one." He says, Thai people don't move any faster for you than anyone else, no matter who you think you are. That's true. That's true. Charles says, not just money, entitlement, and expecting to be given rights based on our home country breeds stupid, rude visitors. 100%. I wish I had a reward button for best comments of the chat. You've had the two best comments of the chat, Charles. But that's 100% correct. Tim says, and you, sir, are very successful. See, and people tell me that. And if I look back on my life, Tim, I would agree. If you know one thing, yeah, Crapclaw, I'm definitely a survivor. That's true. And thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. literally a survivor. People say, well, you've never had cancer. You're not a cancer survivor. Yeah, I have had cancer. And I have survived cancer. You see that scar on my neck right there? I don't know if you can see it in whatever definition you're watching in, but there is no thyroid in my body. Why? Because I had cancer in it. But all that's gone and over with. Crap Law, yeah, thank you for saying that. And thank you for all the positive feedback, guys. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm just talking out loud here with it because we only have 25 people in the chat right now. So this is just people that are fans of mine anyway. Okay, Crap Claw, take care, buddy. See you, man. But let me just say about me looking healthy. Somebody had said something about me looking healthy. So about 2.5 weeks ago, I had finally had enough of this, not being able to sleep, stressed out, just worried to death all the time about everything. So I went and saw a different doctor. And as you guys know, I have a couple of health issues that I have to deal with. So I went and saw a different doctor, one that specializes in alternative treatments, right? And like, because I'm just tired of spending, I don't like taking pills in general. Like, I don't like taking medicine in general, but I have to because of a few things that are abnormal about me. But this doctor has been able to give me something that is non-addictive, non-narcotic, and it's really changed my life, because what happened is, the only problem is it's too expensive and I can't afford it. I can't afford it every day. I wish I could, because it's completely natural. It's 100%. It's not going to hurt you, right? So there's no downside, and the upside has been this. You guys know a lot of my problems come from my digestive tract, right? Well, and that leads to also have a chronic sleep problem where I can't sleep. So I started taking this new medication about 2.5 weeks ago. The first 3 nights I didn't sleep all night, but I could go back to sleep when I woke up. So since that third day, I've taken this medication every day, and I have slept all night, every night, the entire night, until 6 a.m. Till my alarm clock goes off in the morning. I usually go to bed around 9:30 or 10, depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes 8:30 if I've had a long day. But slept the entire night for 2 weeks straight. I haven't done that since I was in elementary school. So that's probably why I'm looking really healthy right now. I would think. Lyle says, Jeremy, you have green lights above you for the last month. Every time you look up, hey, reflect in your glasses. Reminds me if you frame Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I know. I bought this light for, I don't wear my glasses when I teach online. So that's why you see the reflection. It's just circular. You can see it now. You can see it right there. Light that's just kind of in my face. I had to buy it for the platform I'm teaching on, and because I need better lighting. Tim says, your insurance does not cover this alternative treatment. No, they don't cover any kind of alternative treatments from the type. It's just like, even in states, a lot of insurances won't cover alternative treatments. So Lyle says, kind of like daggers are going to pop out of your eyes. Let's hope not. Tim says, I need to know the name of this medication. Well, Tim, I can't go into that on YouTube, buddy. I'm sorry. And I mean, I'll tell you, don't get me wrong, if I can talk to you offline somewhere. Eric Chavez says, how does your quality of life feel now that you are sleeping better? My quality of life has went through the roof, brother. Eric, I go to work. I'm not stressed. I come home from work. I know I got a job to do. When I get home, I know my second job's here, and my third job's also here, and my internship is also here right now. So, yeah, it is what it is. Facebook you, okay? I can do that, Tim. But yeah, since I've slept in this new sleeping cycle pattern that I'm on, man, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, you got to get it with a prescription, J-Ed. You got to get it with a prescription. Charles says, Tim, join the channel and hop online with us. Open discussions. I've been waiting on Tim to be a channel member forever, so I don't know what the deal is with him. But yeah, good stuff, and thank you guys for a great conversation. I appreciate it very much. Thank you guys so much that contributed monetarily. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. Always helps out. Trying to get financially back on, solid footing back underneath me here, because it's been 3 very rough months. But like I said, thanks to you guys and a few other people, I was able to weather the storm and come out the other side with everything intact. So there we go. But anyway, there will come a time when I won't be able to afford the medication and I'll be looking dead tired or super sleepy in the mornings or something like that. And you guys can ask me about it publicly. It's okay. It's not a problem. I'm transparent. All that stuff. I don't have a problem telling you guys most anything about me. There are some things that you just need to keep to yourself. But for the most part, I tell you guys pretty much everything. So, yeah, you can become a channel member, Tim. That's what he's trying to tell you. You can do it. You hit the join button. And then you download the Line app. Then you send me a friend request online. Then I put you in the Line chat. Then you are a member of the inner circle. I don't know why I said the inner circle, but anyway, I'm just messing with you guys. Expat life in Thailand is awesome, and it is what you make of it, really. At the end of the day, it is what you make of it, and I hope you guys find some solace if you come to Thailand. I did not know I worked for Nike. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tim. I love you, man. Giovanni, good morning to you, sir. Good to see you, man. Nice to see you. Eric says, is not a... See, no. No, definitely not. Definitely not a cult. Definitely not. No. So here's what it comes down to, Eric. Channel membership just gets you... There's some behind-the-scenes stuff from my photo shoots that are on there that most people would enjoy. There's some content on there that I can't put on monetized videos for channel members. There's live streams with channel members that we have on YouTube. There's content and updates that I just don't put on this part of YouTube. And then there's the Facebook. The Facebook group's a group, but it's you don't have to be a member of anything to be in the Facebook group. You just have to be interested in the channel. Okay. And secondly, then with this new, one of the channel members gave me an idea to start a line group. So we started a line group. The secret group. So on Facebook, if you want to be in the Facebook group, which there's very rarely much information. The only information I really pass around there is just updates and stuff in the Facebook group and like scheduled times for videos and that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not responding to you during the live stream, Greg. Don't worry. But the benefits of being in the line group you have to be a channel member first. My channel membership is $2.99 a month. I mean, it's less than a cup of coffee. Jesus. There's Robert N has just put the link down there. Lyle says we can vote for content for the weekend. That's true. Those channel members give me a lot of ideas for content. I've gotten a lot of ideas from them before and used them for a lot of videos before. And the secret group it's not that it's not really secret. So the Facebook group, Giovanni, is just it's a hidden private group, but it's there for people that really enjoy the channel. And then the line group is there for channel members who really are part of the community, right? Yes, there is a line group, Giovanni, but you have to be a channel member to get line group. Well, there's two ways to be a member of the line group. Okay, you can either become a channel member, or you can pay a one-time fee. And I didn't set this fee. Okay, Ross set this fee at $250. Okay, because Ross didn't want to become a channel member, but he wanted access to the line group, which we were happy to have Ross. Ross contributes very well. So he paid a one-time fee of $250, and that's his lifetime fee for the group. They said these guys set it up. I didn't. I didn't have a price for a one-time fee. Ross just said it had to be unanimous, and everybody agreed on it. And he contributed $250 to the channel. So the least I could do for him was bring him into the line group, right? Tim says, "See, that's $3 a month. I can save for Thailand when I get there." Yeah, that's right. So out of 1 year, that $36 can get you a lot over here, man. For sure. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. I want to thank you all tremendously if you're interested in becoming a channel member, check it out. If not, don't worry about it. I encourage everybody to who is an actual part of the community and who wants to be a part of this family to join and become a channel member. But if you're just somebody who floats in and out and around YouTube and that kind of thing and don't have a real vested interest in DoMoreLife, that's fine. That's no problem. Good night, Tim. Take care, buddy, and we'll see you on at least by next weekend. Maybe I can get the video out next week. That would be cool. Nike slogan, just do it. I got you. Just do it. I see what you're talking about now. Did I miss anything else? Nope. Tim said good night. Okay, so thank you to everyone who monetarily contributed. I greatly appreciate it. I really mean that. Thank you to my moderators for doing a great job. Roger, if you're still here, you did a good job. Don't worry about the little thing. No big deal. Lyle says content, exclamation points. I guess that's a good thing. Gio says, does everyone get together in Thailand for dinner? Sometimes. Families certainly do over here, for sure. Have a great day, Greg. Lyle, you have a good night. Charles, you have a good night. All you guys, Robert and everybody, if I start naming names, I'll miss somebody. I don't want to do that. Thank you so much, everyone, for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that very, very much. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you to my moderators for doing an awesome job, as always. Thank you to my channel members for being super awesome channel members. Thank you to the members of the line group. I'm really glad that you're in there. You guys are a type of support system for me, and I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone who commented. Even if you got kicked out, I still appreciate your dialogue, for sure. Do you know about Wim Hof? No, doesn't ring a bell, Mr. Y. Doesn't ring a bell. See you in line. Okay. That sounds good. Take care, guys. I love you guys. I really mean that. And I'll see you on the next one. So, any questions, comments below, whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. Take care.